Tonight, funeral services are still being finalized for 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack-Belton, who was shot and killed Sunday night. Investigators say the owner of a gas station thought the teenager stole a bottle of water from the store, but he didn't. Deputies say the man chased the teenager outside the store and shot him in the back. 58-year-old Rich Chow has now been charged with murder. Chow making his first court appearance today, appearing before a magistrate judge at the Richland County Jail. Chow and his attorney declined to comment, as did Cyrus's family. Before today's court appearance, Chow's store was vandalized last night. Leroy Hall lives near the store. She believes the incident was driven by emotion.
At any time that you respond to anything in life out of emotions, you got to know that it's going to cost you, right? You know, him following this young man down the street was him responding out of emotions. You got to learn some type of self-control, some type of self-discipline.
Tonight, Richland deputies are patrolling the area to make sure there's no further vandalism there. Meanwhile, Richland Sheriff Leon Lott says his department is fine with peaceful protesting, not that vandalism or looting that happened last night. The sheriff says those responsible will be identified and charged.
This case is about a 14-year-old boy who was shot and killed. It's also about the person that was arrested who's being held responsible for it and held accountable for it. That's what our job is. Our job is not now to guard this store, and that's what we have to do. I'm not going to identify anybody right now. I want them to watch this and worry about when I'm going to come knocking on their door at 4 o'clock in the morning when the sheriff's deputy knocks on their door and puts handcuffs on them. Go ahead, drink that beer and enjoy it right now, because you're going to pay for it later.
Also tonight, 6th District Congressman Jim Clyburn weighing in on the shooting death of Cyrus Carmack-Belton, saying he's horrified and saddened. Clyburn says the criminalization of black men and boys and the historic trend of painting them as aggressors has led to deadly and heartbreaking circumstances.
There's one thing that we shouldn't do in the black community, and that is destroying our community. It's been tiresome. Now the police in Columbia, South Carolina, got the guy that shot and deleted Cyrus Carmack-Belton, and that is Richard Chow. But just because they captured the guy and he's now in jail, doesn't necessarily mean that we as a people can just destroy people's destroying the property. And the lady said they did it out of emotions. And sometimes when you do it out of emotions, it's basically end up in consequences. You suffer the consequences for that. As they say, I'm very hurt because it's going to make the community look bad because we're destroying our own property. And this is our community. This is our property we're destroying. Over emotions, over frustration. And I'm going to say it like this. When I saw the pictures of the store, it's now been vandalized, we need to ask ourselves, what is going on with us? Why are we acting like this? We're better than this. Two wrongs don't make a right. And then we need to be held accountable for our actions. There's been riots since forever. There be looting since forever. And the thing of it is that yes, Cyrus Carmack-Belton was shot and deleted by an Asian Asian store owner named Richard Chow. Richard Chow is now in custody. But then you make yourselves look bad by destroying a store, vandalizing a store that's not even really necessary. He's been detained. He's been arrested. He's been charged. And the city of Columbia, South Carolina, I'm telling you now, this is why I said this is remind you of a Latasha Harlan situation, because in 1992, when this female Korean store owner who shot and deleted Latasha Harlan's, she wasn't even charged. And the black community were furious and outraged because that woman, wasn't even charged until public pressure. And that was before the Rodney King beating. That's way before that. And see, the city of Los Angeles at the time was already in an uproar because of the shooting death of Latasha Harlan's over orange juice, which it turns out that she has the money to pay for the orange juice. This woman wasn't charged, at least with Richard Chow in this case, with the Cyrus Carmack-Belton case. He was charged. And then basically y'all gonna vandalize that store. We need to stop this. We definitely need to stop this. We're making ourselves look bad by doing this. And I just hope that the city of Columbia don't start a riot in that city. It will make things worse. We learned about what happened with Trayvon. We learned about what happened with Michael Brown and Laquan McDonald and Raquel Boyd and Sandra Bland and George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Elton Sterling, Fernando Castillo. The list goes on and on. And what you're doing, you destroy this community. And some of the people are happy that he was charged, but y'all doing this. Y'all vandalizing the store that the store shouldn't even been vandalized in the first place. It's making yourself look bad at the end of the day. We got to do better, people. We got to do better. We got to set ourselves an example. Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to watch what's going to happen. And what make it even worse, well, I'm getting back to the Latasha Harlan's case in 1992. You know, they found that woman not guilty. That Asian store owner, the Korean store owner, they found her not guilty. It would make the situation worse in the black community over there. We just hope that justice for the Belton family prevails. We just pray that it is. Because if it's not, and they found this man not guilty, God help us. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next video. This is Lions In signing off. Deuces.